So fast forward to our marriage. We've been in ministry for multiple years, church planners. Our children were grown. And I started noticing my wife was changing. She started, watching YouTube channels, telling me about things that were, fringe, tinfoil hat stuff. And I started getting worried about her. I mean, dude, she would go out on the back porch of our house that we'd lived in for 20 years, and she'd sit up, we had where you could go out the top window and you could actually get on the roof of the back porch. She'd go on the back roof and start staring at the sky and looking at chemtrails and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, what is happening to my wife? And I started calling my pastor and some other people going, y'all got to pray. I'm worried about my wife. And so she just kept going further and further and further into it. And so she would try to tell me these things that, like what you talk about on your show, Kyle, and what I talk about on mine now. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't trying to be mean to her, but I was mean to her. I was trying to save my wife, I should say, from going over into a world where we're going to, all our lives, we've given our lives to ministry. You're going to mess all this up by going into these Joe Rogan episodes and all this kind of stuff. And so it went on for a couple of years. And one day we were in the car and she was so excited and she was telling me about something. I don't even remember what it was, but she was just like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this, Larry? And I said something like, I said, well, I'll tell you what I think about it. I think it's ridiculous. And I said something like, and baby, I'm just telling you right now, I'm worried about you listening to these people, blah, 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 and all this. Mm-hmm. Well, I pulled into the parking lot and she literally looked at me, Kyle, and she said, you know what? I'm done. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm done. She started crying. She said, I'm done. I'm done talking to you about this. I'll never, ever try to talk to you about these subjects again. I am done. And she started crying and she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pray and I'm going to ask God to send me a friend that I can talk to, because I obviously can't talk to my husband. God's going to send me a friend that I can talk to. She got out and slammed the door. And she's walking across the parking lot. And I'm sitting in that truck by myself. And I was just like, what just happened? What just happened? And I could feel this was a very dangerous moment for our marriage. She was done. She was crushed by me. And I said, you know what, God? My wife is not praying for a friend to talk to about something that this is this important and intimate to her. So God, I'm open. And I just said, I don't know if I'll ever believe all this stuff, but God, I am open to just show me, God, if it's in your word, show me, not number one, because I need to know it, but number two, I need to be able to talk to my wife about it, and she needs to be able to talk to me. And I'm telling you, when I said I'm open, God opened the floodgates on me. Mm-hmm. And that's how I got to where I'm on your program right now, because now she looks at me and she goes, baby, slow down.
Rein it in.
Come on. You're just getting a little bit too far out there. You're more Redfield than me. But, so that's how I got to this point. And I would have never known L.A. Marzulli. I would have never known of the people that God has put in my life now. I would have never wrote the book that we just wrote. That just took me almost 6 or 8 months of in-depth study to write. Yeah. If it wasn't for that day when my wife said, I'm going to pray for a friend to talk to.